I'm going to take a walk down memory lane a little bit, because I keep reading these stories about you hitting golf balls into your mum's washing machine and everything else. How old were you when you first realized that you could play this game?
When I first realized I could play this game was probably my first real memory of being on the golf course was when I was 4 years old. But there's pictures of me hitting golf balls at 18 months. So I think that's the first time that my parents realized that I could play this game. And I grew up very close to my home golf club. Golf was just always in my life. My dad was a good player. My whole family played golf. It was just sort of something that we did. And I started at a very early age, and it just sort of snowballed from there.
Did you use your dad's clubs, Jerry's clubs, or did he get you a set early on in life?
I used his old clubs, but he cut them down, obviously very small. I still have in my house, I actually framed them, my first 2 golf clubs. So I had a 5-wood and a putter. 5-woods, I mean, it's so small. The grip's nearly as long as the shaft, and it's a little John Letters 5-wood. And I've got the putter and my first glove as well. So I've got those framed, and they're in my house, which is a pretty cool thing to have.
Now, when things started to get better, and I don't know how old were you, then Jerry said, okay, we got to take this a little bit, your dad, seriously. What age were you then? Because you won the World Junior Championships at what age?
Yeah, at 9 years old, so I won the under 10s. So I guess at that point, my mum and dad thought that, if we want to give Rory an opportunity at making something of this game, you had to travel around the world, play the junior tournaments, and once I started to win some of those, we realized that something could really happen, and then I started to beat the men in some of the amateur events back home when I was 14 and 15, and I guess that was the point for me when I realized that I could actually turn pro and make a career out of it.
When you were going through school, I mean, some of your schoolmates, I mean, you would say 13, 14, were there other sports, and did they say, golf? What are you doing playing golf?
Yeah, I think the thing in Ireland, and golf is a big part of the culture. It's very accessible. All my friends played golf growing up, so it wasn't like it was just me. So obviously there's different sports. I played quite a lot of football or soccer growing up. Played a little bit of rugby until I didn't want to get injured, and my mum definitely didn't want me playing. So it was only from around 11 or 12 years old. It was always just golf.
When you turned pro, with 18 was it?
Yeah.
You turned pro. Did it go the way that you thought it might as a professional?
No, it didn't. It went better than I expected, to be honest. I turned pro when I was 18, and I didn't know what to expect. I went to the first stage of tour school in Europe. I got through that, and then I had a few invites. I had 7 invites lined up to try and make get my tour card for the next year, and luckily I played well. I finished 3rd in the Dunhill Links Championship, which in my second event as a pro, which really secured my tour card, and then I went to Madrid the next week and finished 4th. So all of a sudden, in the space of 4 weeks of turning pro, I've got my tour card and I'm already on the European tour. So it went way better than expected. It was good timing. I was playing well, and I just got the lucky break that I needed.
And Rory, then you got yourself on the major champions board, the US Open, winning and beating all kinds of records, Jack Nicklaus's records. Gosh, you so many, I haven't got enough time. Then the US PGA, and then lots and lots of press about you being, next to Tiger Woods. How have you taken all that?
Yeah, I mean, I've never compared myself to him to Tiger because he's done things in golf that no one else is going to do, in terms of bringing a different audience to the sport, inspiring a generation of golfers that are sort of my age. I'm never going to be able to do that. I'll be able to achieve some of the things that he has, and I'd like to achieve a lot of stuff on the golf course, but in terms of what Tiger Woods has done for golf, I'll never be able to do, and I'm very comfortable with that.
Rory, you travel a lot, you're playing the world, and you've just had some time off, of course, but a phone call back home, do you make that to catch up with friends or with family or even with Michael Bannon? You still being coached by Michael?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I spent some really good time with Michael over the past 4 weeks, and I feel really good about my game. I've sort of, it was nice to get home and feel rejuvenated a little bit. So it's nice to get back out. I was excited to get back out on tour and excited to get here to Korea. But yeah, I mean, keep in touch with all my friends and my family, and yeah, I mean, there's no place like home, and I try and get back as much as I can.
Now, in any sport, Wayne Rooney can't score in every Manchester United game, and Alistair Cook can't score a century for England all the time. So you're going to get your good days and your bad days. You're coping with those better now than maybe a couple of years ago. You're still young. Yeah,
I am. I think for me as well, I wear my heart on my sleeve with my golf, and if I play badly, it affects my mood. I'm sad, and if I play well, I'm happy. And sometimes I might be a little too emotionally attached to my golf in terms of how it affects my mood, but it's not a bad thing. It shows passion. It shows that you want to do well. But yeah, I mean, everyone's going to have bad days, and no one's perfect, and everyone's going to make mistakes, and I accept that, and I accept that there is going to be some days that are worse than others, but as long as you really relish the highs, and you learn from those, as long as you learn from your mistakes, but you also have to learn from from your victories as well, and I feel like I'm getting better at doing that.
Finally, what's a great year? Obviously winning a major. Is it Ulster Rugby winning the European Cup? Is it Manchester United winning the Premiership? What is it? Give me 5 things.
5 things. Winning a major. United winning the Champions League. United being in the Champions League next year at this rate. Ulster winning the Heineken Cup, the European Cup would be fantastic.
You got 2 more.
2 more. Oh, I don't know. Winning 2 majors.
Okay, 1 more.
Winning 3. No, and 1 more. Oh, I'm trying to think.
Mum and Dad to be there while you do it?
Yeah, my mum. My mum hasn't been to the previous 2 majors that I've won, so I'd love my mum to be there for the next one.